People who've experienced twists of fate. 8 years ago, my next guest, Tobi Bamtefa, was a struggling artist facing eviction. He says he was on food stamps when one day, while waiting in line at the Jobs Center, he got a call from a casting agent that would change his life forever. Now, after finding success on stage and on screen alongside stars like Bryan Cranston and Woody Harrelson, the Nigerian-born actor is having a breakout moment, starring opposite Jeremy Renner in the hit series Mayor of Kingstown, produced by Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan. The crime drama is set in a prison town in Michigan and follows a family of fixers who are the middleman for inmates, prison guards, and politicians. Tobi plays Bunny, one of the town's most powerful gang leaders. Take a look.
What do you need in here to make things right?
Some chips gotta get knocked off. My cousin gonna run point when I get out.
Yeah, what do you need from me?
Back's turn, 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Done.
You checking on mine?
Cell phone shop is up and running.
My people?
You're taken care of.
Ooh, Damn fam, let's give it up for Tobi Bamtefa. Come on out, Tobi! Hi! Congratulations! Have a seat! I mean, you got them screaming. You are the epitome of the kind of guest I love having. Easily we could say, look, he's on this big show right now. Let's talk to him about that show. Let's talk to him about the chemistry with Jeremy Renner. Then my team started digging into your real story. Not the acting story, the real story.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. You were born in Nigeria. You moved to England when you were 10. Mm-hmm. Both of your parents are creatives, both actors. Mm-hmm. And so naturally you went to law school.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You go to law school, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna commit to this big job. I'm sure your parents are like, okay, my son's about to be a lawyer. Then you had a vision.
Yeah.
What was that vision?
It was, essentially I was at a crossroads and I saw, in a very brief but really finite, focused moment, I saw the next 10, 20, 30 years of my life. And I sort of had like a really physical reaction to it. And my whole body was saying, like, this is not what you want to do.
So you leave this stability of career in law.
Yeah.
So you're living the artist's life.
Yeah.
Moonlighting and
Yeah.
trying to make ends meet while auditioning.
Yeah. So I was working at Nike, working in retail. I also had like a couple of other jobs as well. I worked as a compliance officer for a recruitment agency, like all of that stuff. And I sort of had to really dig in. It was actually my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, who sort of kind of put it on me and asked me questions.
How beautiful. Going back to your story, I know that the first role that you got, you wanted it so badly. You've said, and I read this quote, that you literally prayed for it, and your prayer was, God, let your will be done.
Yeah.
And then... So the prayer is, God, let your will be done. You get a TV series called 10 Star.
Yeah.
And what was your character's name?
God's will.
God's will.
Yeah. It was called God's will. It's because of that moment where I prayed. I was outside of a grocery store, and I was flat broke, didn't have any food. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, she bought our groceries and stuff, and she was the one who essentially invested first. She paid for my, we call it Spotlight, which is like a casting directory. Mm-hmm. She paid for my subscription for that, and as well as bought our groceries for the week. And then just to celebrate the little wins and stuff, she took me to the cinema to go watch The Hateful Eight. Yeah. Obviously, Tim Roth is in that.
Yes.
And made a comment to her about that, said, I'd really like to be able to do what he does. And literally the next day, I got a text message from Spotlight. It was an audition. I went to it, 2 rounds. The second round, there was like people in Star Wars coming out of the room and stuff. And so that kind of really made me nervous. And I went in there. I thought I did a great job. I didn't hear back from them for for almost a month. Wow. I thought I didn't have it and had to go on. Well, you guys call it welfare or food stamps?
Yeah.
We call it job seekers and we call it in the job center. So yeah, that was.
So there you were. I mean, at this rock bottom moment, and then this wonderful twist of fate happens in your life.
Yeah.
And it's similar with Mayor of Kingstown because, as I understand, you were watching like the rest of us Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan. So you're watching the interview with Oprah and the royals, and then Taylor Sheridan, the man behind the biggest show in TV, Yellowstone, reaches out.
Yeah. I had a chat with him in my in my sister-in-law's bedroom. So we were just everybody was downstairs in the living room watching the interview, and I was chatting to Taylor like we were best mates. You know, for a good what I thought it would be like a 20-minute phone call. We're talking for well over an hour. You know, about the whole world, how we relate to it. Yeah, so that was how we
When you got off the
connected.
call and came back downstairs to tell everybody, you're like, turn Oprah off. I've got big news.
No, it was. So I hadn't booked the job then. So I just I remember saying to my father-in-law, yeah, I just had a chat with Taylor Sheridan. He was like, who's that? And I told him, so my father-in-law watches a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And I told him, he's the one who wrote Sicario. Yeah. And he was in Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, okay, right. And they were like, they prayed about it. Oh. We all sat down in a room and stuff, and we all prayed about him. I remember watching my mother-in-law. She was just walking around, and I remember watching her just praying about it. I remember also my brother prayed about it. So did my parents as well.
So you had an international prayer circle.
Yeah. It was all. Everybody was in it.
So the international prayer circle was hard at work, and this guy, the dream and prayers are answered.
Yeah.
Tobi ends up co-star with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
We're more with Tobi after the break, and we check in on hopefully Jeremy getting back in and you guys up and running. So more with Tobi after the break.
You better have brought me a cake with a nail file in it.
Yeah. Try and buddy.
Yeah, I see how that work, Mike. I'm gonna have to do it my way.
Listen, I got something to offer the DA. Okay. Then I'm gonna get you out of here. So you just tell the rest.
The rest ain't as open-minded, Mike.
Well, making it happen.
I don't doubt you think so. Well, I can't bide my time, Mike.
What does that mean? Bunny. Don't this up. Don't start doing
It's all good.
Woo! We're back with actor Tobi Bamtefa, who stars alongside Jeremy Renner in the Paramount Plus hit crime show Mayor of Kingstown. So, like the rest of us, when that news broke of Jeremy's accident with the snowplow, and then you see life-threatening injuries, it was gut-wrenching for us as fans, and I've had the pleasure of interviewing him since the start of his rise to fame. Being so close to someone, and you hear the alert, and you get the news, what was that like for you?
I panicked. I was really worried because that's a life or death situation, So I was just praying that he comes out of this alive, and he did. Yeah. And knowing what I know of Jeremy, working in such close proximity to him, I'm not surprised that he's doing so. He's healing up now. And he's hard.
Yeah. He's a tough guy. It's so interesting looking at his tweets. We know he's home recovering now, and it's his resilience. And as I said, I had the pleasure of meeting him and interviewing him over the years. He's just a solid person.
Yeah, he is.
Solid guy.
He is.
And clearly resilient.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And you get a sense of that on set. When we're working with him, and when he comes in, he's got a lot on his plate because that's the number one on the call sheet. And he comes in and he sort of sets pace, but it's like he's the guy. He's reliable. Because that's a steady constant on set. So once you have that, everybody sort of follows suit. and it's a really pleasant environment to be around. It allows you to express your character, or even just express yourself in the environment. And yeah, I'm glad that he's really pulling through with such strength. You know what I mean?
With such strength.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, looking at Bunny, your character, because I don't ever want to meet Bunny. He's one tough guy. And seeing you just exude such joy. That's the brilliance of acting. Yeah. That here you are, this magnetic smile, this beautiful family story can transform yourself into one of the toughest guys in TV right now. It's crazy.
Well, he's tough, but he's human. So I try to approach it that way.
You shared video of rehearsal because it's physical. It's not just intense behind bars. That's rehearsal.
Yeah, that is.
I thought that was real. When you read the script, did you say, wait a minute? I know you actually lost, you said.
I lost 2 pounds.
You lost?
Just off that day. Have you seen that? Look at the size of that guy's arms right there.
So you have to rehearse out every scene, and you lost 2 pounds?
I lost 2 that one day. It was really hot. Just that one day. It fell off me, man. I came off set, my shirt was baggy, trousers were falling off and that, so yeah. It's good. It's a good workout. It's a great workout. Yeah.
As I said, this show is on fire. Everyone loves it. What is it like suddenly to have this show? You go through the airport, wherever you go now, there are fans of this show.
It's strange. It's not something I'm used to. Yeah. Even today, actually coming from the airport, somebody I recognized and stuff, and I was a bit like. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, my character is he's a gang leader.
Yeah.
And there are times where some people talk to me as if...
You're Bunny.
Yeah.
And then you don't have an American accent, you have a British accent.
I drop it quick. I drop it. I'm like, yo, bruv, listen, I'm from England, okay? I'm an actor. We're all actors here. I'm a child of God. Don't do none of that.
You're like, I am not Bunny.
I'm not Bunny. I don't sell pharmaceuticals. You know what I mean? So,
I love it. Well, congratulations. You're the kind of person we root for. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mayor of Kingstown, streaming now on Paramount.